Hi guys, happy Labor Day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose and I am glad that you're here. Thanks for those that have been here, and thank you if you're new here. I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. It was my birthday the other day on 29th, and there's nothing much that can be done during birthdays because I stay alone. We cannot gather anywhere to celebrate a birthday, and so instead of thinking of going out and treating myself, I sat down and thought about what life has taught me, or the principles of life that I have come to settle for, or the things that I have learned over the past couple of years. Number one is God is good. I am reading. I wrote them down. I really thought and wanted to come up with the things that I know for sure, and that there is nobody that can convince me otherwise about them. I wrote them down and I would want to share them with you, so please stick to the end. Number one is God is good, He is real, and He is faithful to His word. That is very personal, but can be told to anyone who wants to hear it. I have walked with Him, I have believed and trusted in Him, and that is my conclusion. Next one is authenticity is a magnet that attracts. When you are who you are, you don't change, or you don't try to be something else that you're not, or someone else that you're not, then you attract people, you attract things your way, because people have experienced the other person that you're trying to be like, and so they would want to see the raw version of you. I have learned to be gentle and willing to forgive myself, and I have found it therapeutic. I don't have to beat myself over and over and to keep punishing myself for the things that I have already done and that were wrong. Instead, I forgive myself, I handle myself gently, and I move on. Next one. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay. There is nobody who is perfect, and so making mistakes is okay. Then somebody said that a mistake is not a mistake unless you fail to learn something from it. Number 6. If you are to remain sane, you have to have minimal expectations. Only God remains constant. People change overnight, situations change overnight, systems change overnight. Anything else can change but God. It is only God who is constant. Things do change, and save myself from the agony, I always try to have minimal expectations. And to the next. We are not an island. I am not an island. You are not an island. We need each other. You need, I need, we need somebody to lean on. And so go forth, get someone whom you can trust, or someone you can share. Even I am sure that every human being can get someone they can trust enough to share even their deepest secrets. And even if it is not my deepest secrets, at least my everyday struggles, things that I would not feel too insecure to share with someone. Number 8, good things take time. You have to grind. You have to sit down, plan, strategize, work, and then good things will come. Something that is almost a cliche, but it is true and very sure, is that I am different. Everybody is different. You can't even be like your sibling. You can't even be like your parents. And instead of trying hard to be like someone else, you can resolve into celebrating diversity. The next one, I have lost count. Worrying only slows you down or hinders you completely. But working with what you have can be the tool that steers you towards your destiny. On to the next life lesson. When we make peace with our past, and especially our ugly past, we bring peace to those around us. Have you ever met someone who is just bitter? Somebody who is generally bitter, or someone who is just wicked, not because they would love it. And some of them even do not realize or recognize that they are bitter or they are just bad people. And before you realize that they are dealing with things that happened in their past, they will have messed you around, they will have caused chaos everywhere and all over. And so sometimes it is healthy for the people around you, because you make them suffer for things that they did not know or they didn't do. They suffer for a past that they did not participate in, and so it is only gracious and only fair and only just to deal with your past and to make peace with it, if you were to live in peace and to have those around you live in peace or enjoy your being around them. I am a product of my past, but I can never be a slave to any of my past. The past is past. The things that I went through, I did. There are some that I cannot change. You just bury that. It is hard to forget some things, but you can work towards making a difference in your life, even if not for anyone else, just for the sake of your peace. Yeah, and it is very beneficial both to you and the people around you. Another thing that I have come to treasure and to embrace is investing heavily on the things that bring fulfillment and that bring joy to me. Yeah, if it is a relationship and it is bringing fulfillment to me, I invest heavily in it. If it is my career, I do invest. If it is my family, I invest all that I can, because there is where my heart is. Even the Bible says that where your treasures are, there is where your heart is. And so if I do not invest where the heart is, then it doesn't make sense in life. It just doesn't make sense. Another thing, fall in love with your passion like you just realized it. Chase your passion. Do your life as long as there is where your passion is. Go with all your might. Chase after your passion like you have just discovered it. Because you know what? Doing it is what makes you happy. Doing it is what makes the heart merry. So chase after it. Do it, embrace it, and just go for it, as long as there is where your passion is. Second last one. This I heard someone say, and in a way, it was an answer packaged in a short phrase or sentence that answered a whole world of questions for me. It was this that do not sacrifice the truth that you know on the altar of what you do not know. An example, and this is the same example that that person gave, is of the man who was healed by Jesus of blindness. And the Jews came after the man, seeking to know what the stand of this guy was. And their desire was for the guy who was healed to deny Jesus. And they were like, this Jesus you're talking about, is it truly, truly true that he healed you? And again, he performed this miracle on a Sabbath. Again, this guy is a sinner because one, he was born out of wedlock, and a lot of things giving reasons for this man to deny Jesus. And he listened to them. And at the end, I love his response. He said that about this man that you're talking about the things you're saying about this man, I do not know. Whether he healed on Sabbath, or he has blasphemed God, or he is a sinner, or he was conceived out of wedlock, I do not know. But one thing I know and I am sure of is that I was blind, but now I see. That is something that nobody could take out of this away, or could not convince this guy otherwise. And that's how I operate. The truth that I know, and I am 100% sure that it is true and it works, is enough for me. I cannot sacrifice it or exchange it for something that I do not know. Last one. Pain is God's megaphone to rouse or to wake up a sleeping and a deaf individual or a nation. Think about it, especially during this COVID time. Everybody, well, let's not say everybody, almost everyone has come to know that God is powerful and has come to really appreciate that there is God. And even some people who do not believe in God have come to the knowledge of God and confessed Christ. Because you know why? The pain and the anxiety and the difficulty that we are in has drawn us. It is a way of God telling us that, come, I have the answer. Come, I have the solution to your problem. Come, have you ever been in pain? I have. At least I have been in pain. And those are the times you sit down and you are like, I don't even know why I got myself into this. I do not even understand how I came this far into this. And you start recollecting and seeing where you went wrong and seeing the mistakes. C.S. Lewis, he says, God whispers to us in our pleasure. He speaks to us in our conscience, but he shouts to us in our pain. How true. I mean, when things are good and everything is going well, we rarely hear God. I would say, in quotes, we rarely do. But when things get thick, almost everyone hears God. It is through pain that you see when people getting back on track. As the Bible says, tracing their pathways into the highway of holiness. And sometimes I usually say, if pain is what would make me get back to God, then be it. If it is pain that will make the world realize or acknowledge the sovereignty of God, then let it be. Let it be. I think as long as it is for the glory of God, then let it be. Yeah, those were my deep thoughts. I thought about all that. It took me a couple of days to write this because I wanted to write things that are really true and profound for me and that have helped me sail through life. Yeah, and that's how it was. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.